What's going on, everyone? Lauren Sisler here with AL.com. Got my man, the real Mike McCoy.
What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing well.
So, week 13 of the college football season. I can't even believe I'm saying that. Like, week 13.
Wow.
This thing be flying by.
I'm trying to tell you.
All right, so we're going head-to-head. It's Alabama, Western Carolina, and obviously the big storyline this week coming into this football game coming off last week. Tua Tagovailoa has broken his hip. Obviously, done with his foreseeable career at Alabama. Nobody really knows at this point if he's going to come back. We'll get into a little discussion about that in a moment. But first and foremost, you were watching that football game. You said you were watching it with your wife. What was your initial reaction when he went down?
My wife is in the orthopedics field, so I mean it was bad. And once they said it was the hip, she called it before ahead of time, so it was kind of a no-brainer that he would be done for the season. So I could tell right away it was something, the agony on his face, and you can feel the vibe through just watching the film. I mean, you just felt it.
So with that being said, that now means your boy Mack 10 is going to come in and play. So I want you to kind of give us your scouting report on Mack 10. You were pretty high on him throughout the season. Obviously, during the Tennessee game when he had to come in for Tua with the high ankle sprain, you know, there was a lot of concern. Can he get the job done? He obviously didn't look great, and then he went up against Arkansas, but it's Arkansas. So who is Mack 10, and can he get the job done? Maybe not so much this weekend against Western Carolina, but we're talking Iron Bowl.
I mean, I think he has a chip on the shoulder, just as he should, because he's always continually have to prove himself to everybody else, making people believe. So there's no doubt in my mind. If you watch the Arkansas games, you can see the passes were precise. He held down the fort. He was efficient. He took commander. He was the point guard. He made things happen. So I'm a fan for life until he proves me otherwise. Hopefully he doesn't. But I think he's up for the task. I think he's definitely up for the challenge. This week I don't know if he'll play the entire game, probably just getting ready for the Iron Bowl. But I think the first half he'll put up some great numbers and really earn everyone's respect.
Okay, one thing we have pinpointed, and we talked about it, I guess, last week and in previous weeks when you were kind of splitting reps as a receiver between Tua Tagovailoa and Mack Jones, a lefty and a righty. How critical is that for really this team, especially this week before they get to the Iron Bowl, to kind of get in that rhythm and that gel? Because it is a different dynamic as a lefty and a righty if you're a receiver catching those balls.
Well, the left ball, most left-handed guys, when they have a slight dive on the ball when it's coming out, so it's a different spiral on the ball. So it's just you have to run your routes differently. You have elite receivers that can adjust to the ball, but there is definitely a different feel when you catch the ball.
And you're lining up differently. The cadence is different. Just a lot of different dynamic that's happening within that huddle. And obviously, to your point, you know, Mack Jones is going to come out and play with a chip on his shoulder. So certainly a big storyline there. What can he do? You know, with the rankings coming out, how much is Alabama going to be on the outside looking in? There's still so much, I guess, uncertainty and question marks that continue here. So with that being said, I just want to ask you before we wrap this up and give a little prediction. Do you think that Tua comes back next year to play for the Alabama Crimson Tide?
Ooh, the reason I say that's a touchy subject because we're talking money now. If he came back, I think it was just to prove the scouts and prove everybody that I can play at an elite level. I'm not injury prone because that's the red flag that everybody sees right now. He's always been constantly injured. So I think, or he may just take a complete year off. Nobody knows. But if it was me, I would probably come back. If it was me. But, you know, I'm not mom and dad and I'm not him. So only time will tell. But that's a touchy subject. I think everybody's trying to figure out what is his decision going to be. And he'll be losing a lot of receivers because I don't foreseeing those. I see 3 of them leaving next year. The numbers they're putting up, all of those are first and second round guys. So.
Make a great point. Great point. Okay, so I'm covering this game this week for ESPN. We'll be kicking off at 11 a.m. Central Time on ESPN.
Big time.
Got that juice, baby. So I can't make a prediction, but however, I'm going to ask you to make a prediction. We know Western Carolina, what they're up against. They've never beaten an FCS opponent. This would be, you know, a colossal win for them if they were able to do so. But with that being said, What are you predicting?
Bonus point, that was my first catch ever, my first start, Western Carolina. So this kind of means something, not really. I think the prediction for this game would be 50-6, 2 field goals.
Okay.
Boom.